Welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Noah and this channel is all about improvement and creativity. And if that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing. In this video, we have something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now, and that's a spray paint portrait tutorial. And we got the legend, the GOAT himself, Bob Ross, on deck. Never painted him before, so I'm quite excited to get into it. But there's a few videos on YouTube at the moment with some solid information, but I feel like I can add a little bit to the conversation, so that's what we're going to try and do today. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, one thing we need to speak about in terms of mural painting is scale. And this is a question I get asked often, is how do you take something on a piece of paper and blow it up to be on a larger scale? And it's relatively simple, actually. You can do a grid, and one easy grid is like the Doodle Grid. And there's actually tons of videos already on YouTube about the Doodle Grid specifically. So pretty much you draw a bunch of scribbles on the wall, take a picture of it, throw it in Photoshop, throw it in Procreate on your iPad, drop the transparency, drop the opacity, and put it on top of the picture you're trying to paint, or vice versa. And then you can see kind of where the eye intersects and where this nose would intersect, and then you can just use that as a grid to map everything out. Or you can use a projector, something that if you have the luxury to do, I definitely recommend. There's little room for error. It'll save you so much time, and you can be confident knowing that if you projected it right and square and everything, that everything's going to be in the right place, and it's just going to save you so much time. But ideally, if I had my pick, I'd use a projector 10 times out of 10. Before we throw any paint on the wall, I want to talk about the most important thing to spray painting a good portrait, and that's just learning how to draw a good portrait or paint a good portrait on a canvas. And I know that seems like a cop-out and like an easy answer, but if you know how to render something on a piece of paper or on a canvas, you're gonna have no trouble doing it on a wall. There is a learning curve to learning how to spray paint, but that's like the least of your issues when we're trying to paint on a larger scale. So knowing how to draw and see features on any scale will be the greatest key in painting a spray paint portrait. In 2019, I actually set out a goal at the beginning, January 1st. I told myself I was going to draw a portrait a day for the entire year. And I was unsuccessful in that goal, but I still ended up doing around 200 portraits every day, sitting down to draw someone new. And it has aided me so much. Like I probably can't even like quantify how much that's affected and improved my practice. So that's going to be the foundation. Before you put any paint on the wall, focus on what you can see and how you can bring to life what you see. And there's tons of great portrait videos out there on YouTube that just talk about portraiture in general, but we are going to get into some spray paint specific tips and tricks for specifically the craft of spray painting. But I just wanted to lay that foundation. Just knowing how to see features and render things will be a great help in trying to spray paint. So all right, let's talk about color. And when you talk about color in terms of spray painting, you also got to talk about cans. The biggest challenge when you spray paint is going to be controlling the speed that the paint comes out of the cap, and that's why you want to use low pressure cans. So essentially there's like various types of spray paints, and they put like propellant inside the can, which makes it either come out fast or slow. And a high pressure one is like gonna push paint out quickly. It's just gonna like blast paint all over the wall. So if you want to cover a large area, you want to use high pressure. But when you're painting portraits and when you're painting fine details, the low pressure is going to give you more control and more ability to just get in there and yeah, have can control, which is going to be the biggest curve in spray painting specifically. So Montana Gold is a good brand, my favorite brand. We also got Montana 94. When picking your colors, you want to just be constantly looking at your reference image. This just kind of backs up my earlier statement that if you know how to paint a normal portrait, picking the colors in spray painting is just going to be that much easier. So I like to arrange my workspace before I get started, and I always work from dark to light. So I'll put everything on this table, make sure everything has a cap. So we'll throw caps on these guys. because caps is a huge part of painting. And these guys are called skinny creams. They let out a small amount of paint, but that I can go on a tangent about caps. Just loading up this table, and we'll keep it pushing. So last night I went ahead and shot this up with a projector. As you can see, we got the eye right here, an eyebrow, major outline of the face. Obviously we got the fro in there. Just knocked that out. Save, like I said, it saves so much time. And it's a perfect segue to talk about one of the most important elements in a good painting, and that's the drawing. There's 4 basic elements to painting: drawing, color, value, and edges. And drawing is going to be the foundation. Say I was to paint this portrait with the perfect color, the skin tone is on point, the values are perfect, the edges are right, everything is just perfect, but this eye is just a little bit to the right and the nose is too far down, it's not going to look like Bob Ross. As small as these lines are, as seemingly unimportant as these lines are, this is the foundation that you're going to build upon. Make sure starting out that you take the time to get this right. That's why a projector is just so valuable. Just allows you to nail it the first time. In practicing so much, you definitely will be able to do this without a projector. It's just going to take you, I don't know, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to get everything right, get everything where you want it to be, and that's an hour that you could be working on something else. So it's time to suit up. Safety first, boys and girls. So, time to get started. We've got a reference photo right here. Another tip, pro tip in terms of mural painting specifically, is you're going to want to print out your reference picture. I used to work off my iPad, off my phone, and although you can make do, when you print it out, there's no glare. If you're working in the sun, out in the elements, you have to worry about keeping your phone clean or the glare that the sun's going to put on your phone. This, no glare, you can see all the colors. It's larger than if it was on your iPad or your phone, and it's just overall better experience. You can throw it, it's lighter. So definitely print out your reference picture so you can have it on hand. This is just a foam core. Print the picture out at any local shop, spray adhesive, stick it on there, good to go. Definitely do that. But yeah, let's get started. But before we do that, make sure you shake your cans. It always says on the can, shake for 2 to 3 minutes, and then you want to get started, so you don't actually do it. Shake your cans, it's going to make your life that much easier. Word. Wanted to take a moment right here to kind of talk, mention a few things. So about an hour, a little under an hour and a half in, and just kind of blocking in things, doing general areas. Yeah, just getting a lay of the land. so you can kind of get an idea, and then you can push the details more and refine it as you continue to work. But one thing I wanted to mention is when you paint at all, but especially on this scale, you want to always get perspective and step back and compare that to what you're doing. So I'll consistently, like, I'll do like one stroke and then step back, compare it to the reference, and then walk back up, boom, 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 take a step back again. And you can also like put it to the exact scale. So right here, if you kind of compare the eyes, you can see they're kind of the same size. You can just look back and forth and notice some differences. Right now, a lot of the wrinkles are going to be too prominent, so I like to paint a lot of that stuff earlier, and then you can just like go over it with some dust, some of the spray, and it'll like push them back, make them more subtle, make them more realistic. But yeah, just definitely wanted to mention to continuously step back throughout the process, because you can be like super close in here and think something looks great, and then you step back and it just looks like complete garbage. So make sure you consistently get perspective. So let's get back to it.
That's the name of the game. It's enjoying. You really ought to enjoy what you do in life. If you do, then you'll do a good job. And I certainly enjoy what I'm doing. I spend half my life doing somebody else's thing. Painting should make you happy. It does nothing else. It should make you happy. And if it doesn't make you happy, you're doing the wrong thing. Because it's fun. And if you can do things all of your life that make you happy, needless to say, you're going to be a happy person. Okay, now we can wash the old brush. And if you've painted with me before, you know this is the fun part of this whole technique. We wash our brushes with odorless thinner, shake them off, and just beat the devil out of them. And that's where you take all your hostilities and frustrations, and it's a lot of fun.
Time is 6:30. Been working on this for approximately 6 hours, and it's at the point where I like to not necessarily call it, but take a step back for a good amount of time. So I'll take a picture of it and analyze it on my phone and on the computer, compare it to the reference photo, come back tomorrow and finish it off. So pretty happy with where it is right now. I'm excited to compare and contrast and see how we can continue to push it that much further, because that's the goal always. Like I always say, improvement, creativity and improvement. So always trying to improve. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up for today, and then we'll see you tomorrow to cap off the video and give you my final tips and tricks. And yeah, see you then. Okay, after taking some time to look at it, a couple things. One, the inside of this eye needed to be pushed back, just like one stop in value. So I sprayed that with a little bit of transparent black just to push it back a little bit. Just this white part right here. The shape of the face is off, and there's not really much I can do about that without repainting the whole beard. This eyebrow needs to be lighter as well, so I hit that. You can kind of see it right here. Yeah, that was pretty much it. It's the little things like that that really make it pop. So subtlety, like I always say, is key in realism. So yeah, this is the last portrait on this wall. I'm excited to kind of wrap it up and tie everything together. Although I feel like I did my best to try to explain what's going on, practice is going to be the most important thing. So take what you learn from any particular video, from this video, from anyone else on YouTube or anyone else that you encounter, and apply it to your own practice. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. When you do so, it helps the channel and lets YouTube know that this is content that other people want to watch, so we can grow the channel. But definitely enjoying the process of making these videos, trying to share what little knowledge I've gained so far to this point. Yeah, if you could do that, it'd be greatly appreciated, as always. But we're gonna keep it pushing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
The fall before the climb. Oh no, the more they try to stop